Alright, Mr. Beard here with your class recap for August 19th. It's going to be a little bit different today because we're going to be focusing almost entirely on vocab, but I do have the bell ringer on the screen. If you're absent, you need that. Alright, so if you really struggled with vocab last week, fret not, because I'm going to walk you through our vocab packet this week so that you are rocking and rolling and ready to dominate this quiz on Friday, because we'll have a vocab quiz again. We need to get in the habit of that weekly on Fridays. Okay, so you can see our packet here. This is the part where we would find these definitions in context using this, I did read this prompt to you so you can see the words in context. For example, it says transitioning to college, whether from high school, the work world, or raising children, can intimidate some people. So it's wanting you to say from these choices up here, what one best fits the context intimidate was in. Obviously in that context it would be to frighten. So we would write to frighten here. But I gave you a second to do that because I do want you to be able to practice figuring out what words mean in context. You know, I'm an English teacher. I was an English major in college. This is my skill set, and I still come upon words sometimes when I'm reading a book or a news article or something where I'm not quite sure what the word means, so I've got to use context to figure out what it was possibly getting at. If that failed, I would have to take out my dictionary, but using context you can usually figure out what words mean, so we do want to practice that skill. Okay, but I gave you about 10 minutes or so, and then Miss Sinclair and I split up the class, and we gave you the definition, so we're all on the same page definition-wise, and we gave you a couple possible definitions because remember, words don't just have this one nice little definition. Orientation is not always going to mean a program to help people adapt to a new environment. Sometimes it might mean direction or leaning or lots of possible different definitions there. With all that being said, though, the benefit of watching this video is that I will go through some of these answers with you. I'll go for the first 2 to 5 answers of each section. So if you're watching this video, I'm giving you freebies. Okay. Again, this packet is not something you have to do. This is a packet that's a resource. If you do poorly on the quiz and you turn this packet in, you can recoup some of those points that you struggle with on the quiz, because we won't be able to see you did do the work, you did put the effort in, and we want to reward you for preparing yourself. Alright, so this first part, it's called the self-test, is wanting me to find one word in each line that does not have a connection to the other 3 words. That does not have a connection to the other 3 words. So number 1, my word here is instructors. Okay, so my word is instructors. So I've got to find the one word that does not go with instructors. Faculty, we know from our definitions, and by the way, if you don't have those definitions, I posted them on Twitter, and we've given them to you if you were in class. We know from our definitions that faculty means teachers. Okay, faculty means teachers. So that is a synonym of instructors. They mean the same thing. Teachers is what the word means. Students does not go in this line, so I would circle students. One is different from the others. That's the different one. 2, new. Well, inventive. Inventing is all about coming up with new ideas, so those are similar. Ordinary. Okay, I don't see how that's connected to new. I'm going to come back to that. Innovative. Again, innovative means you're always on the cutting edge. You're always doing something new. So, ordinary doesn't mean anything new. It's just, same old, so it is the word I would circle. 3, scare. Okay, scare means the same thing as frighten. It means the same thing as intimidate, because remember, intimidate means to frighten. Befriend means to become someone's friend, so that's the opposite of scare, so I would circle befriend. Talent. Well, talent. Intelligence. Okay, that's a talent. Inability. Well, I know right off the bat, inability is the opposite of talent, so those are not, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to circle that. And aptitude, again, is a skill or talent, so my gut was right, it is inability. The last one in this section, permit. Now, permit can be a piece of paper that allows you to do something, like a building permit allows you to build in a certain area, or it's just plain out allowing someone to do something. So if I permit my little brother to use my phone, I'm giving him permission. Okay? So giving someone permission, okay, right off the bat, I know refusing would be the opposite of that. Enabling means empowering, allowing someone to do something, so that fits. And empower literally means allowing them to do it. So I was right, it is refuse, so I'd circle that. Okay, you've got about 5 more of these that you will need to finish. They go over onto the back here, so make sure you don't skip those over. Those are kind of easy to miss, so make sure you see those. Okay, so this next section is just a fill in the blank. You do this on quizzes quite a bit, and we like this as teachers because it's seeing you use these words in context. Okay, so let's go through, like we did last time, I'll go through the first couple ones with you. So this is supposedly an email from a college student to her parents. Hi, Mom and Dad, the semester is going well. At first, I was blank by my new surroundings. What seems to fit there? Well, opposite of going well, so probably bad, so it seems like she was intimidated by her new surroundings. By the way, you can see how awesome my handwriting is. Verbal irony, guys, it's horrible. It was hard to deal with the differences in culture, but I am adapting. We had an excellent blank to the program during the first week. Well, what means beginning, or what's something you do at a beginning? What's something to help you adapt? Well, an orientation does that, so I know it's orientation. Advisors told us about our classes and took us on a tour of Paris. The blank here are great. Okay, they are friendly and helpful with the coursework. Seems like they're talking about teachers there. So I'm guessing it's faculty. Faculty. The blank test I took put me in the right level of French. Well, we know going back to that first reading, they talk about taking an aptitude test, or a test to assess your skill or ability. So I know it's aptitude. I know it is aptitude. I understand most of what the professors say. I only have to ask them to blank an assignment every once in a while. So what means when you don't understand something and you need a little more clarity or instruction? Clarify. So there you have it. That is supposed to be a Y. Like I said, awesome handwriting. So clarify is the last one we'll do. You've got 5 more. I want you to go ahead and tackle those. You can cross off the ones we've already done and continue to fill in the blanks and use those in context. I do want to point out to you, which I pointed out in class, you do not need to do the word visions. These don't print off very well in black and white, and you lose the context of what they're trying to get at. So you don't have to do that. All right, part 3. Hang with me, folks. We're almost done. Just a couple more to go. Part 3 is just a simple true or false. So based on your understanding of what the words mean, is the statement true or false based on the word itself? So first of all, you got to figure out what the word itself is. And the word that pops out to me that I know is our vocab word is empower. So let's see if empower is used in the right context. Learning to read will not empower a person to do better in school. We know empower means enable, so that's false. You definitely want to know how to read to do well in school, so that is false. 2, society has benefited from several innovative ideas in the last 30 years. Innovative is new. Things that come to mind are phones, medical equipment. So yes, definitely society has benefited from new ideas in the last 30 years. 3, a candidate needs to declare that he or she is running for office. Does a candidate need to announce that they're running for office? Yes, they do. So that is true. 4, humans have the faculty to run over 60 miles an hour. Faculty. Okay. So remember we said words have different meanings, and one meaning, faculty, means teacher, and the other one we taught you is ability to do something. So do humans have the ability to run over 60 miles an hour? Of course not. They're not cheetahs. Even Usain Bolt doesn't have the faculty to run over 60 miles an hour. All right, last one from this category. 5, a company might hold an orientation for new employees. Would a company hold a program to help people adapt to a new work environment? Yes, they do. Matter of fact, here at Brownsburg, they have what they call a new teacher academy, which is an extended orientation. Okay, so go ahead and finish the last 5 of those. The next part is another fill in the blank with fewer choices, so they broke it down to only 5 choices here. Number 1, the culinary students are cooking up blank dishes with ingredients I have never heard of. Okay, if it's something you've never heard of, it's probably something new, so we know it's innovative. Number 2, I have decided to blank my major as art. I'm going to file the paperwork today. So it sounds like you're officially doing something, and I know you need to declare your major, so let's go ahead and do the math and put in declare as the answer. Okay, since there are only a couple there, go ahead and finish the next 3. I'll do 1 on this one, and the rest you will have to do on your own. I will not let algebra blank me. I know that there are tutors available if I need help. Sounds like intimidate, right? Will not let algebra intimidate me. Okay, so take the next couple minutes to do those 4. And like I said, we are almost done. This is the last section. We've got to do a little bit of quick writing here. The directions say for the first 5, so 1 through 5, the word has already been given in the sentence. So the word is already in the sentence. And I just went ahead and highlighted those for you. So all you've got to do is finish the sentence. Number 1, it says, assessment tests at my college are given, and all you've got to do is finish it. I'm not even putting a word count on it. So you could finish it in a couple words, and that's fine by me. So assessment tests at my college are given, let's say, once every few weeks. It does need to make sense. That's the only criterion for this, is that it has to make grammatic sense and logical sense with the trait of ideas. Does that make sense? Sure it does. So if you said are given every week, that would count too. So I'm not looking for length here. I'm just looking for you to grammatically be able to pick up this sentence and finish it. Number 2, a factor that led me to go to college was what? You could say my parents. You could say my counselor's inspiration. Anything that would logically finish that sentence. Okay, so go ahead and do those. And then it gets a little bit more difficult here, the last 5, but nothing that you guys can't handle. So you've got 5 more that don't have the vocab words in them. You need to pick from the remaining vocab words, and they went ahead and listed them for you. Declare, faculty, innovative, intimidate, orientation. And you need to put those in the last 5 here, using all 5 of those words. So let's take number 6. At my college there exists blank. What is that? What could we say exists? We could say there's a connection between teachers. So you could say there exists a camaraderie among faculty. Character got there. A camaraderie among faculty. Okay. If you know what camaraderie means, it means friendship or bond. Strong connection. So I've used faculty, and now I have only 4 left to use. I was shocked when my little brother intimidated one of his classmates. Okay, and again, that points me to remind you, you can change the tense on these if you like, to make it make sense. So I was shocked when my little brother intimidated a classmate. Bullying, as we know, not cool. Not something we would want to see out of our siblings. Okay, and then you can go ahead and tackle the rest. So there you have it. As always, if you're struggling with this, Mrs. Sinclair and I are there, to help you as a resource. As freshmen, it's sometimes tough to come in before or after school, but that's an option if you can make it work with your ride. Ms. Sinclair or I would be glad to stay and give you a little extra tutoring if you need it. But please, again, complete this packet if you feel like you're struggling with this. One, it's going to help you on the quiz so that you're not in a position where you need extra points. Because if you do this, I promise you will do better than if you don't. And if you do and you still struggle on the quiz, it's a way to get some of those points back a little bit. The last thing on here is just a hint about multiple meanings, which we talked about a lot today in class. So just because the word doesn't have the exact definition that you studied, it may be a synonym. So something to keep in mind. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. As always,